It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity.
Alright, what is up everybody? So today I decided to do a voiceover for this workout. This is actually the Monday before the Thursday bench workout that you guys just saw. This is 385 pounds, which is 175 kilos, which I hit for a 4 rep PR. My PR with this weight was only 3 reps before, which I hit I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is definitely something I was pretty freaking hyped about. Next up, we have a workout that was on Wednesday, so this was 2 days later after that PR that I just hit. As you can see, I'm trying to kind of look to both sides and see if I'm more centered in the bar, which has been a problem that a lot of people actually noticed on my last video, and I've really been consciously trying to fix that recently. I don't really know if it's I think it's a shoulder mobility problem, but at the same time, it could also be that my hands are too close together, which causes a shoulder mobility problem. And basically you can see that the bare part of the bar is sort of further on my right side than it is on the left, which I think is causing the mobility issue. But this is just warming up with the bar. Next up, I think I have, this was actually 125 kilos, which Christina was actually doing the exact same weight as me. She's to my right, not to your guys' left, and she was basically squatting the exact same thing for warm-up, so it's kind of funny we were doing that at the same exact time, so that's why I was kind of looking over there. But one thing I've noticed that I've been doing a lot better recently is bracing on squat. I've kind of been more consciously forcing my abs into my belt, which has been definitely helping a lot. As you can see, I'm not tipping as forward as much. My heels are staying on the ground. Basically my squat form overall has been completely reworked in these last few weeks, and I'm super happy about it. The only thing I still have to fix obviously is a slight tilt I still have in it. My stance actually isn't that wide either. Well, I mean it's wide, but it's a little bit narrower than it was before. I think when I was going wider, hitting depth was a lot harder. So this is definitely something that I'm going to keep as I progress, and hopefully hit a 500-pound squat or something this summer. Hopefully, I'm competing actually in April. The end of April, which is I think 7 to 8 weeks out. So I basically am kind of in my prep right now, I guess. So that is going to be my second competition. Actually, the last competition I did was last year in USPA, if you guys remember that. That was a long ass time ago. I hit 1,035 pounds for my total. So I'm definitely looking to add a solid 250 to 300 pounds on that total. Right here's my last set of the volume, which I hit with 308, which is 140 kilos. This is just a set of 4, I believe. So basically the rep scheme for this week was 4s, and I think the week before was also 4s, but basically just moving up to a higher weight. Next up we have, I think, split squats. No, we have RDLs next. So RDLs, I just did a bunch of sets of 8, basically working up to a top set with, I believe, 125 kilos. I'm not exactly sure if I put that in this video, but RDLs have definitely been something that have been a main staple in my Wednesday leg workouts. So basically I've been squatting 3 times per week now. I squat Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And overall, I think it's helping my squat a lot, basically trying to make my squat a lot more consistent. And that's something that is basically the main focus in my powerlifting training, is just making sure everything's consistent, because that will help a lot with progress in the long run. And I think I have a few words to say right about now. I have to tell them what I'm doing. All right, so as you can see right here, we have 2 greens, and I really should be using one of those blues over there, but my lazy ass can't be doing that. So unfortunately, the rule is I have to wear a tutu for the set, because I can't lift that kind of weight off the ground without using a tutu. So next set, I'm sorry guys, but it's just what we have to do. So from what I explained there, that'll tell you why I'm wearing a tutu this set. Obviously I didn't want to do this, but kind of had to because I was so lazy and I didn't want to put that blue on the tree over there on the bar instead of the 2 greens. Basically, if you're using too much change and loading the weight wrong, you gotta wear a tutu, because that's the rule, and obviously I had to do the rule. Christina said that I had to turn around with the bar, but she meant just a tutu, but I was just messing around. Right here is split squats. This is something that is completely new to me for training legs, and this is something that actually a lot of us over at Team Lab do train. So it's really hard, especially for me with my long ass legs. Like, it's really hard to stay balanced and stuff, but I did a 4x8 with basically 135 pounds. This is 60 kilos, so that's pretty much 135 pounds. I think it might be a little more, it might be a little less, I don't totally know. But yeah, this is definitely really hard. It's trained unilaterally, so it's definitely a lot different than what I've done in the past. So this is definitely something that I want to get a lot better at, and I think it'll probably help me a lot in the long run with my squat and my deadlift. Right here we have some good mornings. This is kind of a little different than the good mornings I used to do. Basically, my coach told me to kind of do them like a bad squat, which I've actually noticed that I get a lot more mind-muscle connection in my hamstrings, which I actually really like. And I don't feel like I'm like tipping forward as much too. So this is definitely a pretty solid way to do good mornings. So I think I had a 4x8 on that as well, which I did with like whatever that was. And right here I'm doing core work, which is something I have neglected for a long time and I've talked to you guys about. But I'm definitely doing a lot more core work recently, and it's helping me a lot. I had kind of some back problems like a few months ago, and this definitely helped a lot. So I would highly recommend doing back movements or core movements like probably 3 to 4 times a week. And slowly build up the sets as you go along. Right here, just a little bit of stretching, and that is basically the end of the voiceover. Alright, that is the end of the video. Thank you guys all very much for watching. Sorry it's so dark in here with the shades closed right now. But if you guys are coming to the Arnold, definitely come and say hi to me. I'm not going to bite. I will probably be more hyped to see you than you will be to see me. Yeah, I'm basically super pumped for the Arnold. So if you do see me, don't be afraid to come say hi and give me a big hug and shit. And also, if you're here watching this video right now, all the way at the end, much love to you. And if you do see me at the Arnold, I want you to do one specific thing that shows that you've watched this video. So I want you to do what's called the Cowabunga Handshake. You put your hand like this. Some people can't do it, but just like so. It's very weird, it's very cool, and this actually is probably the best thing you can do in your entire life. So if you do come up to me at the Arnold and you watch this portion of the video, please do that, and I will love you for the rest of my life. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys at the Arnold.